Okay, now we are live on YouTube. I have no idea why that setting changed. It's never been turned on. Weird. Well, no one missed too much. Oh, I can hear myself. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look at that later. I've always had it set so that as soon as I start streaming, it automatically goes live. Polaris Control 118.55, Scandinavian 4156. Polaris Control Scandinavian 4156, with you climbing flight level 130 for 150.
Wide row 82 November, contact Oslo approach 118.48.
Contact Oslo approach 118.48, wide row 82 November.
Scandinavian 4156, Polaris Control radar contact, climb to flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Scandinavian 4156. So, I'm hoping, like I said, this first leg is going to be pretty bad weather-wise. But, our last airport there is looking alright. Last time I looked, anyway. So at least we'll hopefully be able to see a bit of the coast. Man, we are close. I put up a 200-mile radius there and we're already well within it. I didn't want too long of flights. Yes, we are now live on YouTube. Somewhere a setting changed and I didn't notice. Nothing too exciting missed anyway.
Calibration 12, Polaris Control, expect Revex 2 Tango, runway 36.
Expect Revex 2 Tango, runway 36, calibration 12.
We just left
Fairway line for 50, Polaris Control, expect Erno for a Charlie, runway 22
Oslo
left.
in Norway.
Expect Erno for Charlie, runway 22 left, fairway line for 50.
And we are going to Bergen, Norway.
Calibration 12, Revex 2 Tango, runway 36, report ready for descent.
Revex 2 Tango, runway 36, ready for descent, calibration 12.
Calibration 12, descend to flight level 140.
Descend to flight level 140, calibration 12.
And then, oh my goodness.
Contact solar approach 119.605.
Contact solar approach 119.605, calibration 12.
And then once we land in Bergen, we're going north a little ways. I can't remember that airport name at the moment.
Wait route 782, Polaris Control, expect radar vectors on at runway 25. Expect radar vectors RNAV runway 25 wide road 782.
The clouds aren't covering a ton. At least we'll get to see a little bit. I was saying earlier, this first flight is going to be pretty nasty weather-wise, but the second one might open up a little bit. We'll be able to see a little better.
KLM 199 Polaris control. Expect number 2 Tango runway 36.
Expect onboard 2 Tango, runway 36, KLM 199.
Wide road 782. Contact NAMSOS information approach 119.905.
There's not that much traffic going on either.
NAMSOS information approach 119.905. Wide road 782. Line 4050, contact Copenhagen control 119.43.
We'll be going up here somewhere later.
KLM 199, onboard 2 Tango, runway 36. Report ready for descent.
Onboard 2 Tango, runway 36, ready for descent, KLM 199.
KLM 199, descend to flight level 170.
Descend to flight level 170, AKLM 199.
Radio should calm down in a little bit here, I'm thinking though. Just gonna grab the METAR on my end for our arrival here. We're looking at wind of, one sec. (190) at 4 knots. Temperature 6 degrees. QNH of 1027. And I'm expecting runway 17. We'll see if that remains true. I wish I was flying the real thing. So I did more work. I don't know if I've ever really mentioned this on YouTube or anything, but I guess I kind of passing mentioned it, but I'm making that 1-to-1 scale cockpit that I'm going to use for streaming once it's done, but that's going to be a long time. But I did some 3D printing of the parts last night. Really little basic things, but I wanted to keep it simple. I 3D printed 2 of our little reading light guys. The housing for that I'm going to have to wire up. And then just for color matching and scale, I printed this little blank panel. Oh, you can't see it. This guy right here. Just the blank spacer. But I do plan on actually like adding that stuff to the website after a while. Maybe add a little blog page about it.
KLM 199, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, ALM 199.
So I'm having troubles with my overlay there. Some of the data isn't refreshing.
Scandinavian 4156, Polaris control, expect base for 3 November, runway 17.
PSU 3 November, runway 17, Scandinavian 4156. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that in.
4156, verify instruction.
Yes. Expecting the PSU 3 November, runway 17, Scandinavian 4156. 17, ILS 17. Pesu 3 November. Yeah, I was saying like some of the data on that overlay at the top just stops working. Doesn't update. Can I refresh it, I wonder? Yeah, no, it's like some of the data just freezes, like the distance is not 175 miles. Everything else looks alright though. Yesterday it was the ground speed that froze. Yeah, I can't change it easily, so I'll reset it once we land, but it's pretty minor. Just annoying more than anything. But I see the coast ahead. Or no, I guess I'm misreading it. The distance stays the same. I just looked at it and assumed it's distance to go. But distance to go is right beside it, so we're good. It's working as intended at the moment anyway.
Scandinavian 4156, Peso 3 November, runway 17. Report ready for descent.
Wilco, Scandinavian 4156.
Scandinavian 4156, Peso 3 November, runway 17. Verify ready for descent.
ATC voice recognition isn't playing well with us tonight. Ready for descent now, Scandinavian 4156.
Scandinavian 4156, descend to flight level 180.
Descend flight level 180, Scandinavian 4156.
Blue Max 3226, Polaris control, expect Olmog 2 Sierra, runway 18.
Expect Olmog 2 Sierra, runway 18, Blue Max 3226.
Well, we've started our descent. We'll open up our arrival chart here. Maybe it'll work on stream now a little better. No, it's still blue. Weird. Anyway, we're coming in from Pesser.
Polaris control with 83 Delta Kilo, flight level 357.
Wizard 83 Delta Kilo, Polaris control identified.
We'll be above 10,000 at Pesser. We've got some constraints. Nothing. It's a really simple star though. And we were, what did we say? Runway 17. Oh, that's gonna mess up here, but pin this chart as well. See, that one works. I don't know why. But yeah. Intercept at 2,400. Decision height 200 radio. Let's get that in now.
control, reader 0411 through flight level 080 for flight level 110, direct bar 531.
I think what I was looking at earlier wasn't the coast.
Climb to flight level 230.
Climb to flight level 230, reader 411.
We'll be landing right on the coast though, so...
Wizz Air 83 Delta Kilo, Pesa 3 November, runway 17. Report ready for descent.
Pesa 3 November, runway 17, ready for descent, Wizz Air 83 Delta Kilo.
Wizz Air 83 Delta Kilo, descend to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180, Wizz Air 83 Delta Kilo.
So that's this guy right here, he's coming in with us.
Contact solar approach 119.605.
Contact solar approach 119.605, KLM 199.
Landing rate.
Control, load for
Let's do that.
Through flight level 158 for flight level 180, direct Gen 503.
Lot 48 Foxtrot, Polaris control identified, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370, lot 48 Foxtrot.
I'm feeling bold, so we'll go minus 100. Alright, well, the green dot caught up with us, so set up well on descent here. Yeah, I'm thinking.
ICR 14 Tango, contact Copenhagen control 119.43. Center on 119.
Every time I talk.
ICR 14 Tango.
Anyway. I always wanted to kind of avoid 3D printing in my cockpit a lot, but I think I'm gonna do it a lot more for the structural. Like I got the files for the center pedestal
Polaris control
and the window.
74, flight level 360. Lufthansa 874, Polaris control identified.
Jeez, that's a good question. Way back when I was young, I was decently into like PC gaming and stuff, and
Control Scandinavian 67 Bravo through flight level 130.
Flight Simulator 98 was one that we just got at Walmart one time.
Scandinavian 67 Bravo. Polaris control, good day, identified. Climb to flight level 330.
And obviously I didn't play it seriously when I was that young, but
Scandinavian 67 Bravo.
I don't know, just clicked when I was young. Pushing buttons is cool, flying planes is cool. And then after school and all that, I got a job at a local airport for 7 years. And was a student pilot for a while. Just had to go there, didn't you? Quit making me feel old. Alright, well, things are gonna get a little busier here soon. Be starting our approach right after this waypoint. Yeah, it would have been somewhere around the early 2000s, I think. That's when I got into them. And then it's fairly recent I got into this plane, I guess.
Lot 48 Foxtrot, contact Sweden control 118.0.
I say recent, but like within a few years. 5 years max, maybe. And once I decided to build the cockpit of this plane, I kind of specialized in this. Is pretty much all I fly now.
Polaris control, wider 0568, good day. Leaving flight level 090 for flight level 120.
Wide row 568, Polaris control identified, climb to flight level 230.
Climb to flight level 230, wide row 568.
Wide row 411, Polaris control, expect Olmec 2 Sierra, runway 18.
Expect Ulmuk 2 Sierra, runway 18, wind row 411.
Scandinavian 4156, descend to flight level 130.
Descend flight level 130, Scandinavian 4156. Good timing.
781 heavy, contact Reykjavik control 119.7, bye-bye.
Central 119.7.
I don't know why that cut off there, but that's bizarre. This is one of the rare flights we've actually got a headwind. So our descent's going pretty good. We do have traffic 10 miles out. Was that 2,000 feet above us? I don't think we'll see its contrails or anything. Yeah, well.
Polaris control, Widerøe 6 Alpha November through 7,000 feet for flight level 100 direct on foot.
Wide row 6 Alpha November, Polaris control, good day radar contact, climb to flight level 210.
Climb to flight level 210, Widerøe 6 Alpha November.
Blue Max 3226, Ulmug 2 Sierra, runway 18, report ready for descent.
Ulmuk 2 Sierra, runway 18, ready for descent, Blue Max 3226.
Blue Max 3226, descend to flight level 120.
Got another aircraft
Descend
coming up
to
on
flight
us.
level 120, Blue Max 3226.
I doubt I'll see anything, not only if it's in the clouds, but with the backdrop of the clouds, it'll be hard to see any traffic. But this guy is headed straight for us and climbing, by the looks of it. I guess we're descending. He's stationary at the moment. We did get a message. Let's get that quick.
Scandinavian 4156, descend to flight level 080.
Flight level 080, Scandinavian 4156. So we were 9 minutes late on departure. So we have to fill out a delay card for that. I'm looking up the card here. I could have sworn there was a delay code for weather. Alright, whatever. I'll go OTH. Whoops. And then we'll go WX. 9 minutes. Send that away. I haven't been late in a while.
Scandinavian 4156, contact place lawn approach 121.0.
Flesland approach? Flesland approach, correction. Flesland approach 121.0, Scandinavian 4156. Jesus. I'm surprised it accepted that. This problem with flying in Nordic areas is I have to contend with Nordic names. Queensland approach, Scandinavian 4156, descending through 10,000, direct, Bravo Romeo 624.
Scandinavian 4156, place lawn approach. Good day, QNH 1027. Expect the ILS Whiskey runway 17 with the Gilva transition.
QNH 1027, expecting ILS Whiskey 17 with the Gilva transition, Scandinavian 4156. Alright, that's what I was expecting, so go team stream. Got to fly through a little bit of clouds there for a second. Gotta keep an eye on our... Yeah, we gotta be below 8,000 at the next waypoint here. Which we're not entirely gonna make because of that speed change, but we'll be really close.
Scandinavian 4156, maintain 220 knots.
Maintain 220 knots, Scandinavian 4156. So we'll do manage descent down to 4,000, and then it'll keep us where we need to be.
Scandinavian 4156, descend to 3,100 feet. QNH 1027.
Down to 3,100 feet, QNH 1027, Scandinavian 4156. I like to keep it in a managed descent mode as much as possible, to be honest. If I follow the green dot, everything usually works out alright. Oh hello, we never did turn on or turn off our landing lights.
Scandinavian 4156, resume normal speed.
Resume normal speed, Scandinavian 4156. Normal speed in this case is 220. This might not be a bad approach. Break out of the clouds right as we can see the airport. We're sitting right at 0 degrees. What is... Our static air temperature is -7. I mean, if we're going through clouds, I think we should have de-ice on, but we'll be alright. So I can't really tell, but we're right on the coast of Norway. Right on the west coast. You see a bit of the ocean there. We grab the latest weather here. Alright, last weather. 2005 knots for the wind. Few clouds 600. Scattered at 800. Broken at 10,000. Okay. We are picking up the localizer 22 miles out.
Scandinavian 4156, cleared direct Gilva. Cross Gilva at or above 3,115 feet. Cleared ILS Whiskey runway 17.
Cleared direct Gilva, cross Gilva at or above 3,115 feet. Cleared ILS Whiskey 17, Scandinavian 4156. I'm really wondering why they're giving so much, like, weird altitude limits. Like, 15 feet, really? We'll pull an open descent down to 3,100. Still no visual on the airport or anything, but got a little ways to go. 18 knots, or 18 miles rather. Nordhordland Bridge. That's pretty cool looking. Do really like the train flying in this kind of... Well, it's not really mountainous, I don't think, but very hilly, rocky, rugged terrain is pretty fun. Alright, we're passing Silva. Do a little S-bend, and the airport is somewhere down there. Our glide slope interception is 2,400. Okay, so we'll stay at 3,000 until Bablu. It looks to be the runway right there. Is very nice. Might have the sun in our eyes for this approach, but that is alright. And then when we land, we're going up this coast north, so we'll get that view, nice views for a while.
Scandinavian 4156, contact Flace Lawn Tower 119.1.
Tower on 119.1, Scandinavian 4156.
Negative, tower on 119.1.
Going a little too fast. Tower on 119.1, Scandinavian 4156. Pleslin Tower, Scandinavian 4156, ILS 17. 17.
Scandinavian 4156, places Long Tower, wind 200 at 5, runway 17 cleared to land.
Runway 17 cleared to land, Scandinavian 4156. We are a little late on our flaps and stuff, but that's alright. Once we drop those wheels, we slow right down. Flaps 2. Oh, that is quite bright. Flaps 3. And flaps full. Alrighty, mind controls. This is a very nice airport.
Wider 08 for 15, ready for departure, runway 17. Wider 8 for 15, hold short of 17, arriving traffic.
Got someone waiting for us.
Roger, hold short of 17 for traffic, wider 08 for 15.
Well, now it's gotta be a good landing if we've got spectators. Virtual may they be. Got a bit of a crosswind here. A little bit high. Bringing it back.
500.
There, we got our traffic waiting for us on the left.
100 above. Minimum
Continue.
100.
Flight slow.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 7, 5.
Wider 8 for 15, runway 17, line up
That's
and wait.
smooth. What was that?
Runway 17, line up and wait.
210.
Wider 08 for 15.
Always room for improvement.
Scandinavian 4156, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available, Scandinavian 4156. Yeah, so that wasn't the worst.
Wider 8 for 15, place Lawn Tower, wind 200 at 5, runway 17 cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 cleared for takeoff, wider 08 for 15. Scandinavian 4156, contact ground 121.9er.
121.9, 121.9, Scandinavian 4156.
100.
Scandinavian 4156.
100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100.
Ground Scandinavian 4156. Request taxi to ramp 10.
Scandinavian 4156, welcome to Flayslawn, ramp 10, taxi via Yankee Golf.
Ramp 10 via Yankee Golf, Scandinavian 4156. So that's right beside the Scandinavian ahead of us here. Kind of. I don't have good scenery, so I'm parking right where that truck is. That's where it wants me to. I'll just pretend it's not there. Oh, he's moving. Perfect parking brake on. And shut down number 1. And we got, yes, APU live, shut down number 2. And deboard. So this is kind of where it's all new territory for me. Doing a turnaround like this. Usually this is where I end stream, but we're halfway done. So I need to go in and file another flight plan quick while we're deboarding.
Widrow 8, Charlie Alpha, contact Flayslawn Tower 119.1.
Over to Tower 119.1, Widrow 8, Charlie Alpha.
Shoot, I can't remember what flight number we were.
119.1, have a good day.
Over to Tower 119.1, North Golf.
I did mix up my flight numbers, but that's fine. It was Scandinavian 217 for this flight. A320 with the IAE engines, wingtip fence variant. Generate flight. Let me get my overlay updated. Wow, brand new territory here. So now we're going Aisland Airport. And I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation, but all of our passengers are deboarded. Just have to go into one more software. That's our new route. And we are all ready. This is going to be a short hop. Yeah, our cruise is 25,000. Not much. Alright, so import our new flight. Start loading up the new people and refueling. So we're looking at 179 passengers. I'm hoping this updates. There. Okay, it did. Wow, I've never done this before. Alright, we are flight Scandinavian 217. With a cost index of... Also, if there's any chat messages, my apologies. It'll be a little bit before I get back to them. Cost index of 34, cruise altitude 250. Fuel looks good. I don't know with my air traffic control software if I have to reboot it. Oh, it's actually raining a little bit. Or if I can just request a new clearance. We'll give it a reboot quick. Just to be safe, because I know that'll work.
Beyond ATC connected.
So all of our traffic should pop back in. And we will request our new clearance. We're ramp 10. We'll just put 10 for our gate. Oh, hello. That's a Q400. Interesting parking scheme this airport's got going on. And we'll grab the ATIS.
Information Zulu. Place Lawn Airport Information Zulu. 1033 Zulu. Wind 150 at 7. Light rain. Few clouds at 500. Ceiling 900 broken. Temperature 07. Dew point 05. QUNH 1027. Scattered at 900. 1200 broken. Landing and departing runway 17. Transition level 070. Advise on initial contact, you have information Zulu.
So it did in fact just start raining on us. Very neat. Alrighty. Got my chat back up now, we should be good. We've currently got about 100 more passengers to board and then we'll be good. Our clearance just came in. So we're runway 17. Oh, so we're taking off the same runway. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't we? That would make sense. Runway 17. Olda to Charlie departure. Oh, come on. Just want to flip the switch. Three, 4, 5, 4 for the squawk. I do have our weather radar still on. I should disable that. Currently irradiating the ground crew. I won't lie, that was always in the back of my mind when I did ground crew for one of the local airlines. Dude, is that radar on? You never know. Alright. Well, at least this time we know we won't be late. We'll accept our clearance. Load up my charts with a new flight. And that's what our departure's gonna look like. Gonna go off to the left side here. So just max 250. No other restrictions. Yeah, it must be one of my overlays I just broke, so I'll have to change that again. Looks like the weather is coming in though, so good thing we're gonna hurry up and get out of here. More passengers. So at that last landing was 210. We'll have to get better the next one. I want it in the hundreds to end the stream. All right. Do our departure calculation here. .145s all across the board, flaps 1 departure. Let's get rid of the stairs. And shocks and cones. It's a very, very quick turnaround. Ground Scandinavian 217, request start.
Place Lawn Ground Scandinavian 217. Contact tower when at runway hold point.
Tower when holding, Scandinavian 217.
Place Lawn Ground Scandinavian 217. Go ahead.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's just
Scandinavian
do it manually.
217, ramp 10, request startup.
Scandinavian 217. Startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Start approved, call when ready. Scandinavian 217. Yeah, ready. Let's get this thing going again. It's getting dark and gray quick. Alright, start number 1. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything too important. Be the first turnaround in a long time well, not turnaround, but departure I've done in a long time where I don't have to deal with a pushback. And start number 2. I used to have a safety announcement clip that was made by Kiara from HoloLive. It was pretty funny. I should dig that out again and use that. Alright, engine 2 on. We are good to go.
With Air 83 Delta Kilo, gate 27 taxi via Yankee Hotel Whiskey.
Gate 27 via Yankee Hotel Whiskey with Air 83 Delta Kilo.
Ground Scandinavian 217, ready for taxi, runway 17.
Scandinavian 217, runway 17 taxi via Whiskey, Bravo, Yankee Alpha 1.
Runway 17 via Whiskey Bravo Yankee Alpha 1, Scandinavian 217. Yeah, she's funny. Okay, let's get out of here. Kind of gonna blast this thing right beside us, but they've got us parked in weird orientations here. And we're gonna follow that Wizz Air by the looks of it. I don't know if he's going for departure or tax. Yeah, he's going for gate. Why didn't we get a gate? What the heck? Looks like we do have traffic incoming, so we might have to be holding for a little bit. Alright, flaps 1. Spoilers armed. Max auto brake. Check cabin. Yeah, I remember she tried flight sim way back. Takeoff checklist green. Traffic's 10 miles out. It's an interesting livery. Got that tail art. Take a little left. And then a little right. Then all the way down to Alpha 1. We'll definitely be holding for this traffic. I was thinking maybe we'll get out in front of it, but by the time we get to the runway, there'll be 5 out. Should see him pop out of the clouds pretty soon.
Scandinavian 217, contact Flace Lawn Tower 119.1.
Tower on 119.1, Scandinavian 217. Tower Scandinavian 217, ready to go, runway 17.
Scandinavian 217, hold short of 17, arriving traffic.
Holding short 17, Scandinavian 217. Let's see here, we got him. We can rate their landing. So this is what the traffic that saw us land would have seen. And this coming in is a Lufthansa A321. Won't see them till they pop right in out of the cloud though. Nice and close. There they are. There they. Little bit of a rough one.
Scandinavian 217, runway 17, line up and wait.
Line up and wait 17, Scandinavian 217.
Lufthansa 874, exit left at Alpha 8.
Exit left at Alpha 8, Lufthansa 874.
We get our weather radar back on. We might need it this time around. Nothing showing up on it though. Everything we got around us is pretty light.
Scandinavian 217, place Lawn Tower, wind 150 at 7, runway 17, cleared for takeoff.
We got a little bit on our radar. Clear for takeoff, runway 17, Scandinavian 217. And away we go. Knots. And rotate. Positive rate, gear up. There's the weather radar. Let's get our any ice on.
Scandinavian 217, contact places lawn departure 126.1.
Departure on 126.1, Scandinavian 217. Departure, Scandinavian 217, 1,500.
Scandinavian 217, place lawn departure, good day, identified climb to flight level 120.
Climb flight level 120, Scandinavian 217. Gonna be flying through a bit of the nastiness. Yeah, it's just like a little cell. Not too serious. I've already broken out of it. Now you can see that well, not thunderhead, but taller clouds is what we're picking up there on the radar. Won't even have to go into it though. We're turning around. So I'm hoping the weather's going to clear up and we're going to get a nice clear landing. Oh jeez. Although, I just refreshed our weather and that's not looking too likely. Looks like we had some weather roll in on us. Looking at light rain and clouds at 600 feet, scattered at 1200, broken at 2100. I do know it was VFR when we loaded in the first leg. The weather's coming in off of the ocean changing pretty quickly.
Scandinavian 217, contact Polaris Control 118.55.
118.55, Scandinavian 217. Polaris Control, Scandinavian 217, flight level 100 for 120.
Scandinavian 217, Polaris Control, radar contact. Climb to flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Scandinavian 217. Don't think we're even going to see the airport we just took off from. We're, yeah, just going north, following the coast. I guess don't expect too many sightseeing opportunities here. There's where we just took off from, so you can see it just barely. I'm hoping this next airport is as nice visually as this one was.
Lima, November. Victor Echo Lima. Contact Kasivik approach 118.105.
Contact Kivik approach 118.105, Lima November, Victor Echo Lima.
There is like next to no traffic though. We're going north and nothing is up here. Yeah, well. It is what it is.
Scandinavian 4023. Contact solar approach 119.605.
Contact solar approach 119.605, Scandinavian 4023.
One thing I was looking at 3D printing, but I need to get a lot more filament before I do that, is this, the tray that I'm gonna have like my keyboard and mouse on. It's like 1.2 kilograms of filament is what that came out to. But I think as I make things like, I'm just waiting until I start my new job, so once I do that, then maybe the updates on the flight sim will come hard and fast. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it though too. I'm thinking of ordering a company called Wing Control makes it, but the autopilot panel, just so I can have that on my desk in the meantime. It's really annoying, like twisting virtual knobs. I just want them on my desk, and then I can do it infinitely easier. There's so many things I want to do with it. Like, I kind of fall down the rabbit hole where, like, I think of something that seems relatively simple, but then just it gets worse and worse.
Expect Belgo 3 Lima, runway 01 left, Scandinavian 64 Papa.
Like I said earlier, I 3D printed the reading light there, the little housing for it, and that's no problem. And I don't have any problem in making a little lens for it, or like wiring it up with LEDs and then wiring it to the switch and dimmer switch. But
Polaris control, wider 08.
if I put it in a sim,
Through 7,000 feet for flight.
it only works when the plane's on, so I won't my mind goes all crazy thinking of the wiring I'm gonna have to do.
Maintain 250 knots, red nose 8 Delta Echo.
I'm thinking of just maybe like wiring it up so that when the plane gets turned on in the sim, it just throws a big relay, and I run lots of little things like that through that relay.
Lufthansa 5, Lima Lima, contact Sweden control 118.0, have a good day.
Center on 118.0, Lufthansa 5, Lima Lima. Bye-bye.
But we'll have to see how it goes. I'm thinking way ahead. It's a long-term project. I still have to build the framework for the pedestal, which I'm going to do out of aluminum extrusion. I've got the main panel structurally there, and then the main like fascia for it.
Polaris control, expect Belgium 3 Lima, runway 01 left.
Expect Belgo 3 Lima, runway 01 left, Nordic 345.
Got displays picked out for the two
Wider for Delta Golf.
main
Polaris control,
displays.
expect Luna 3 November, runway 17.
Expect Luno 3 November, runway 17.
But I've yet to like mount them back or anything. I'm thinking I might turn my garden shed into a flight sim shed.
Red Nose 8, Delta Echo, contact Oslo traffic information approach 122.005.
Contact Oslo traffic information approach 122.005, red nose 8 Delta Echo.
There's a problem with that though. I'm fine building the sim in it, but if I have computers in there, then I gotta heat it in the winter. Or figure out a way to stream it all from a computer in my house.
Qatari 8379 heavy, maintain 250 knots.
Maintain 250 knots, Qatari 8379 heavy.
Okay, for our weather, we're looking at
Scandinavian 6 for
1024.
Papa, Belga 3 Lima, runway 01 left. Report ready for descent.
Belgo 3 Lima, runway 01 left, ready for descent, Scandinavian 6
260 at
for
7 knots for the wind.
Scandinavian 6 for Papa, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120,
Temperature
Scandinavian 6
7.
for Papa.
Scandinavian 6 for Papa, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots, Scandinavian 6 for Papa.
Like, we're only 100 miles away from the airport.
Wider 0710, contact more approach 129.33.
Contact more approach 129.33, wider 0710.
Finnair for Echo Alpha, contact Sweden control 118.0.
Contact Sweden control 118.0, Finnair for Echo Alpha. Bye-bye.
I have sourced some fake leather
Nordic 345, Bell 3 Lima,
for like
runway
the
01 left. Report ready for
top
descent.
surfaces and the edges.
3 Lima, runway 01
Like even
left,
up here,
ready
this
for descent, Nordic 345.
is all leather.
Nordic 345, descend to flight level 120.
I've not bought it
Descent
yet,
to
but
flight level 120, Nordic 345.
waiting a while until I do that.
Scandinavian for 107, contact Oslo traffic information approach 122, decimal 005.
Contact Oslo traffic information approach 122, decimal 005. Scandinavian for 107.
One thing I've noticed. Oh my
Nordic
gosh.
345, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots, Nordic 345.
Qatari 8379 heavy, contact Oslo traffic information approach 122 decimal 005.
Contact Oslo traffic information approach 122 decimal 005, Qatari 8379 heavy.
Wider 82 Quebec, up to 1 uniform.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too
runway
bad.
13. Report ready for descent.
Up the 1 uniform.
There are
runway
websites that
13,
just
ready
stream
for descent,
actual
wider
live
82 Quebec.
air traffic.
Wider 82 Quebec, descend to 2,000 feet, QNH 1028.
Descent to 2,000 feet, wider 82 Quebec.
Yeah, all the excitement happens at the end, so it's pretty chill. People usually don't get it when I say so, but like I find
Scandinavian
flight
217,
sim.
Polaris
Hold on.
control, expect to min for Romeo, runway 24.
Expecting to me 4 Romeo, runway 24, Scandinavian 217. I was gonna say, like, people don't understand when I say it, but like, even flight sims to this degree of detail, I find a lot easier to do than like gaming streams. This is more relaxing and easygoing for me.
Polaris Control, Nordic 617 through flight level 120 for flight level 150, direct bore 626.
Nordic 617, Polaris control, radar contact, climb to flight level 310.
Climb to flight level 310, Nordic 617.
Getting some turbulence. Let's get the seatbelt sign back on.
Scandinavian for 083, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, Scandinavian 4083.
So we're expecting the Toomey 4 Romeo. Take a gander at what that's looking like. So we're coming in from Toomey, must be above 12,000 feet, then 10,000, 7,000, 6,000, 5,800. And then they'll clear us in for final, I guess.
Wider 08, Tango Papa, contact. More approach 129 decimal 33. Contact more approach 129 decimal 33, wider 08, Tango Papa.
Yeah, makes sense. Although I wouldn't say I'm like uncomfortable playing the gaming streams. So we do have a lot of random cells on our radar here. Nothing too big though, so yeah, it's one of the few things I can maybe teach people. Prediction time. I'm gonna go 100 again. I gotta beat
Scandinavian 217,
these numbers.
for Romeo, runway 24. Report ready for descent.
Toomey 4 Romeo, runway 24, ready for descent now, Scandinavian 217.
Scandinavian 217, descend to flight level 230.
Descend flight level 230, Scandinavian 217.
Blue Max 3227. Contact Scottish Control 119.875.
Contact Scottish Control.
I was mentioning it to a viewer last stream, I believe.
3227. Bye-bye.
Most people think this is like insanely difficult, but it's just a matter of like remembering things. When I started, I wasn't going this in depth with it. You just learn things as you go. Once you get comfortable, you learn a different system of the airplane and move on from there. And over time, you get to learn quite a bit. And then the radios, I was mostly lucky. My job at the airport for 7 years had me sitting beside a radio, so I listened to a lot of air traffic. If I didn't have to move, I think I would actually be an air traffic controller. I looked seriously into it not too long ago.
Nordic 22 Romeo. Contact Copenhagen Control 119.3.
Center on 119.3, Nordic 22 Romeo.
The problem is they'll
Polaris Control, Widerøe 169. Good
they'll
day,
pay for
flight
your
level
training,
321.
and it's like 2 years,
Widerøe 169.
but you have to move like across the country.
Control, radar contact.
And you're not even guaranteed a job after that, so I hate to say it, but you're throwing away a good chunk of your life on the hope that you'll get hired and it'll all work out. Shoot. Yeah, YouTube reset a lot of my settings because I've noticed the latency is quite high. And normally I have it set to be pretty low, so messages are getting to me slower than they normally should.
Nordic 617 Polaris Control. Expected OP3 Lima. Runway 01 left.
Expected OP3 Lima. Runway 01 left. Nordic 617.
Which is funny because like they're always going on about there's an air traffic controller shortage and a pilot shortage, but they don't make it easy. Like I get not making it easy to be a pilot, but it can be easy to get into
Descend to flight level 160.
a profession, but make it rigorous, you know? Descend flight level 160, Scandinavian 217. He is asleep in a ball behind me. I don't have the camera set up. It's a little tricky to do with my current flight sim setup.
Scandinavian 4083. Reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots. Scandinavian 4083.
I do plan on having more gaming streams probably next, so you should make an appearance then, I imagine. Yeah, that's pretty late. I have no idea why it reset. Like, I picked defaults, but I guess they got reset for this one.
Polaris Control.
I was in a rush too, though, so maybe I clicked something.
Spinnaker 2542 Polaris Control identified. Nordic 617. Descend to flight level 100.
Descend to flight level 100, Nordic 617.
Yeah, taking a look at our traffic here. Not much where we are. And we're gonna be like landing somewhere. Oh, where'd it go? Somewhere in here. So.
Nordic 6 Mike Hotel, Polaris Control. Expect Belgo 3 Lima. Runway 01 left.
Expect Belgo 3 Lima. Runway 01 left. Nordic 6 Mike Hotel.
And I'm fine with the captain sleeping on the job as long as he's not escaping my house anymore. is doing what Elliot did as soon as he got out. He wants out now. So he's a lot more curious about the door when I have it open and I'm going out. Gotta keep on top of him. The brat.
Red Nose 3, Victor Papa, Polaris Control. Expect Belg 3 Lima, runway 01 left.
Expect Belgo 3 Lima, runway 01 left, Red Nose 3 Victor Papa.
Might get some decent turbulence.
Scandinavian
coming in.
217, descend to flight level 090.
Descend flight level 090, Scandinavian 217. So I'm assuming we're gonna get given ILS 24. I think that's what I had picked. That's what I'm gonna put in anyway. ILS 24. To me for Romeo. Some of these mountains are coming up on us. Gonna have to keep an eye on. Looks like the highest we've got on our map is 6,200. And that's within 40 miles.
Air France 29 Alpha Kilo, contact Flace Lawn approach 121.0.
Contact Flace Lawn approach 121.0, Air France 29 Alpha Kilo.
Nordic 6 Mike Hotel, Belgu 3 Lima, runway
No delay
01
required.
left. Report ready for descent.
On time
Belgo 3
this
Lima,
time.
runway 01 left, ready for descent, Nordic 6 Mike Hotel.
Nordic 6 Mike Hotel, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, Nordic 6 Mike Hotel.
Scandinavian 217, contact more approach 119.35.
Approach on 119.35, Scandinavian 217. More approach, Scandinavian 217 with you, direct Bugag, 11,000.
Scandinavian 217, more approach. Good day, QNH 1024, expect the ILS runway 24 with the VAVOP transition.
QNH 1024, expecting the ILS 24 with the VAVOP transition, Scandinavian 217.
Scandinavian 217, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1024.
Descend 7,000 feet, QNH 1024, Scandinavian 217. So 220 knots at VAVOP. Plan for that decel. And we're intercepting the localizer at 3,000. Decision height 205.
Scandinavian 217, descend to 4,600 feet.
Descend 4,600 feet, Scandinavian 217.
Scandinavian 217, cleared direct VAVOP, cross VAVOP at or above 4,600 feet, cleared ILS runway 24.
Cleared direct VAVOP, cross VAVOP, at or above 4,600, cleared ILS 24, Scandinavian 217. Alrighty, we're in the end game now. I feel we're a little high, but that's alright. Gonna get a little bit of drag going before our decel here. Catching back up to green dot. So our QNH to 1024. I'm gonna go down to 3,000 feet. It's looking like that'll line up perfect. Oh, this scenery sure is gonna be nice if we get out of the clouds. Around the big mountain. I would feel comfortable saying that's a mountain. Terrain around us is going to start changing from green to red. Almost there. 4 more minutes. And we'll go flaps 1. Even just going that little bit further north, we don't have the snow on the ground. Interesting. Alright, there's the runway up ahead.
Scandinavian 217, contact Vigra Tower 118.1.
Tower 118.1, Scandinavian 217. Tower Scandinavian 217 established, ILS 24.
Scandinavian 217, Vigra Tower, wind 240 at 9, runway 24 clear to land.
Runway 24 clear to land, Scandinavian 217. Go flaps 2. I need to get in the habit of getting rid of that overlay when I'm landing and stuff. It just looks nicer
2,500.
without clutter. And gear down. Got 3 green, flaps 3. And flaps full. My controls. Flying manually now. There's definitely some precipitation off to the left there. Straight headwind this time. Not getting too much turbulence or anything.
1,000.
I've been wanting to set up my eye tracker and put an overlay on one of my streams just to see where I'm looking during landings. See how much I'm jumping around. Tad
500.
below. Looks like a fairly short runway.
Hundred above. Minimum
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Nice and
Drive.
smooth. Let's go.
5.
$176.
Scandinavian 217, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available, Scandinavian 217. We're gonna have to backtrack by the looks of it. Well, we got below 200, which is what I was looking for. But we will have to backtrack here. French airplane, mind you. It's telling me to slow. Tiny little airport. Alright, so we had a 210 and a 176, so it's pretty decent. I remember when like 300s used to be my norm, so we're getting there. Don't know if this airport has any gates. We will find out. Doesn't look big enough to have them. This is about the size airport I worked at. We had 2 runways though. Tower, Scandinavian 217, request taxi to gate.
Scandinavian 217, welcome to Vigra Airport. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
Ramp 14 for Scandinavian 217.
Scandinavian 217, ramp 14 at taxi at pilot's discretion.
Our discretion to 14 or Scandinavian 217. No gates for us. Another ramp park job. And another vehicle run over. And 14, this is us. Perfect. Excellent. Well, that's about it. And it's raining lightly here too. Alright guys, well I think that's gonna be pretty much it for me. I suppose we could put the stairs in. But yeah, no, I think that was alright overall, especially for first multi-op stream. And it was very nice flying in Norway. But that's gonna be it for me, so thanks for watching everyone that did. And we'll catch you next time. Have a good one. More game stream coming next. Won't get out of the flight sim stream rut, but awesome. Thanks. Have a good one.